Shai, Barakathe Yahweh, Barakathe El Shai, Barakathe Yahweh, Barakathe El Shai, Call Laim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. Peace and blessing to the sincere men, women, and children with diligently in the spirit, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I make that call in the election sure. It's McQuah from the Virginia Church, and I'm going to get right into it. So it's going to be basically the first one of a new parable I write unto you. I'm going to be going into different parables that Yahushua talked about. So I'm going to start here. Matthew 13:1. It says, the same day went Yahushua out of the house and sat by the seaside, and a great multitude were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went forth to sow, and when he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside. So this parable is about somebody who's coming, and there's somebody, just a specific person coming, and he's sowing seed out, just throwing seeds, right? Now, so this light is, this seed, this good seed, or generally, yeah, this good seed, this seed is being sown, is going into the gospel, the light, okay? But let me get this real quick. Matthew 5:14, it says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light candles and put it under a bushel, but a candlestick. So somebody's not going to light a candle and just to tuck it away, right? They're going to put it on a candlestick. It says, and giveth the light unto all that are in the house. So it said, man, not going to just light a candlestick just to hide it. No, he's going to use that light to put it up for everybody in the house to see, right? Now I'll jump over here real quick. Matthew 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And we go into that word nations is ethnos, which goes back to ethnicity, which talking about the Israelites. And then shall the end come. So the end is going to come when all Israel get a chance to hear this gospel, right? So back over here, Matthew 5 and verse 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. And this light, this gospel, is supposed to be given unto all the house, unto all our people, okay, which are that house. It says, let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Okay, so back over here, Matthew 13 and verse 3. And he spake many things unto them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went forth to sow. Now them sowers are supposed to be the men that are bringing out this gospel. Let me see. This is Romans 10 and 15. And how shall they preach? They said they be sent. As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. Okay, so it's a blessing to push this gospel. Okay, and that's what we're supposed to push. That's this light. Okay, Yahushua said he's the light. Okay, and we know that what the light and the gospel is the same thing. Okay, Yahushua is the gospel. Yahushua is the light. Okay, so back over here, Matthew 13 and verse 4. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. So this sowing is talking about what? Not only it's talking about preaching, planting seeds, right? Because when we're preaching the gospel, we're planting seeds. Okay, that's why some people wake up before other people, because the seeds take longer to sprout for other people. Everybody doesn't. Every seed doesn't sprout at the same time. Okay, but this is talking about preaching the gospel. It says, and when he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some seed fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. That's funny. That is so funny because when I was reading this, it made me think of this, but I didn't know it actually said this in here, right? But I'm gonna read it. So this literally proves this is talking about the gospel, right? Watch this. Mark 4:14. It says, "The sower soweth the word." See, the sower soweth the word. This is talking about the word, the gospel, right? It says, "And these are they by the wayside." See, and over here, back over here, it says, and when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. So back over here, Mark 4:15, "And these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the words that was sown in their hearts." And that's synonymous. Satan coming and taking it away is synonymous for, one, are people not understanding what this is about, right? And two, basically talking about what it mean by the fowl came and took it away. Okay, basically they're not going to get it. Okay, they're not meant for it. Okay, but again, this is evidence. It's talking about, Mark. Oh yeah, it's breaking it down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read to the next one because it goes into it. This is verse Matthew 13 and verse 5. "Some fell upon the stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up because they had no deepness of earth." So over here, Mark 4:16, "And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground," which is just talking about, right? "Who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and so endured but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they were offended." So the stony ground is going to people who are going to they're going to hear it, they're going to understand it for a time, but as soon as they get put through something, they're going to flee away. They're not going to hearken and endure until the end. It says, verse 6, Matthew 13:6, "And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away." So since they weren't rooted and grounded, they couldn't endure, like it just said, "and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution," which goes into the talking about the sun, "when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they were offended." Right? Now watch this, because this is what we're supposed to be rooted and grounded in. If you're not rooted and grounded in this is the problem. They got it for a moment, but they weren't properly rooted and grounded, right? So as soon as the persecution came, they could not withstand. Now, this is what we got to be rooted in and grounded in. Ephesians 3:17. Matter of fact, go to 16 and read down. It says that he would grant you according to the riches of his glory. So Yahushua is going to give us riches according to his glory, to be strengthened with might by his spirit in the inner man. So Yahushua, when we're rooted and grounded, we're going to be given his glory and his strength by his might, by the spirit of what's inside of us. It says that Hamashiach may dwell in your hearts by faith. Now, when you have faith in Yahushua, this is what it means, that ye being rooted and grounded in love. So when you got faith in Yahushua, you're going to be rooted and grounded in love, agape. Okay? Because Yahushua said, "Love as I have loved you." Right? And you go into the spirit, it's love, joy, peace, long suffering, kindness, gentleness, meekness, right? Goodness, faith, all these things. It says, but the point is that Mashiach may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in love. That's what you got to be rooted and grounded. But these guys, they weren't rooted and grounded in that. That's also talking about who? The guys that said, Lord, Lord, haven't we done all these things unto you? So they were able to do some things, right? But they weren't rooted and grounded in the specific thing that they needed, which was that love, right? They wouldn't have that one thing. So when times really got hard, they could not endure. So we go to the next one. Mark 4:18. These are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things, entertaining in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And these are they which are sown. So here's a separate one. And the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things, entertaining in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. So you're gonna have some people who are going to hear it, and they're gonna fall because they're gonna get taken over by the flesh, which it goes into what the flesh is. Galatians the 5th chapter, about 18 and down. But back over here in Matthew 13 and 7, and some fell among the thorns, talking about the same thing, and a thorn sprung up and choked them. But others fell into the good ground and brought forth fruit, some in 100-fold, and some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. So Mark 4:20, and these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring it forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100-fold, and some 100. And here it is, Mark 4:21, like I said before. And he said unto them, is a candle brought to be put under a bushel or under a bed, and not to be set on a candlestick? That was the question. For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that which should come abroad. So we'll go back over here. Because it says right here in Matthew 13 and verse 6, it says, and when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. And I said, what? That, well, the scripture just said in Ephesians that root is love, right? Being grounded and rooted in the faith in Yahushua and love, right? Now, watch this. John 15 and 4, it says, abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye, except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing. So, and if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into fire, and they are burned. So there it is right there. It says, when you keep reading, it says, back over here, Matthew 13 and verse 8, but others fell into good ground and brought forth some fruit, some in 100-fold, and some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. So that goes into what? These people they actually were rooted and grounded in love. That's why they were able to bring forth fruit. Just like they tell you in right here, John 15. But the ones that are going to be broken off and the ones that are withered away, like it just said in 6, was because they didn't have Yahushua in them. Okay? They didn't have Yahushua, so they were rooted. They were burned. But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash. I don't want to Ratazah Thumb to my Aki and Wafium, Yakal, Shalom.